Hey young king, listen to me. Are you a guy who looks yourself in the mirror and you know you lack self-esteem and confidence? Are you someone who's always putting energy towards other people's priorities that you lack the time to have your own? Do you feel like you can't command respect just from your presence and from your aura? Well, I'm here to let you know it's because you're not a dominant man. You're the opposite of dominant. You're a submissive man. But have no fear, PTK is here. And I'm going to give you guys the 5 daily habits that dominant men implement within their lives. That way they can show their dominance and exude dominance with their energy, with their aura, with their body language, and with their frame. And if you stick until the end of the video, I'm actually going to give you a bonus tip. So make sure y'all stay tuned. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, comment down your thoughts below, and if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Now, quick disclaimer. I don't give a fuck how many self-improvement videos you watch. I don't care how much money you pay for a self-improvement program and seminar and all this stuff. If you do not change your mindset, this will never ever work for you. You might have a temporary result, which, hey, I'll give you credit, I'll give you a clap, but you're not gonna have the foundation to implement this within your life. And if you have been a submissive man for the majority of your life, where people walk all over you, where you have no backbone, you're not going to fully grasp what I'm telling you, and your lifestyle is not going to change, because it all starts with your mind. Your mind is like 80 to 90% of your success in life. Have you guys ever played sports and you see a dude, you playing basketball, this dude is literally built like LeBron James. He's built like a tank. He has lightning quick speed like a cheetah. He has all the raw natural talent, but when you go on the court, he always folds up. It's because he doesn't have the mental mindset to be able to dominate. He can have all the physical strength and all the technical skills, but if he doesn't have the dominant mindset, other men are always going to exert their will over him. That's why you guys need the mindset. So if you're a guy and you don't have the mindset, the reason why I'm giving you these daily habits is so that way you can fake it till you make it. Look, there ain't nothing wrong with faking it till you make it. This is just you and me's little secret, because I was in the same place. When I realized that I was weak, when I realized I was submissive, when I was what, mainstream alpha male terminology would call beta, essentially what I had to do is I had to look at different figures, read different forums online, and start to copy their vibe, copy their swag, not emulate it where I was trying to be exactly like them, but take certain things that they had that I liked and that I could learn from and implement it to myself and mix it in with my own unique personality. That's what you guys are going to do. But you guys need strong habits. Why is that? Because when you have strong habits and you stick with them, then it turns into a routine. Then you stay with the routine long enough, it becomes a lifestyle. And then eventually that lifestyle becomes ingrained in your mind. So no matter what environment, no matter what place, no matter how old you are, you will always have that mindset moving forward. So you can be a dominant old man, an old fart, or you can be a dominant young dude, a young buck. So we're gonna go over that. So the first strong habit that you guys need is you need to have goals and vision in life. I know I sound like a broken record, but hey, there's a reason why the top 50 songs are played 95% of the time on the radio, because that's what people need to hear. So listen, you need to have strong goals and a strong vision for yourself, because the vision creates the drive. The vision creates the spark to get you on that path, to get you moving. Typically when you're in a new field, whether it be trying to approach women, whether it be trying to make money, whether it be trying to get into sales or artwork, whatever the hell you're doing, you need to have some sort of momentum, because typically you need to find yourself in that specific field. And once you start to find yourself and realize your strengths and your weaknesses, you're going to be able to have some sort of momentum. But in order for you to gain that momentum, you have to have a certain level of focus to get over the hard obstacles that are going to be placed inside of your mind. So when you have goals, especially daily goals and daily habits, it's going to allow you to attack the day. And each and every day, you're not going to get overly focused on where you need to go, but where you are right now. What this does is it allows you to have a daily priority list, daily goals that you can work towards each day. And the final product for who you want to be in life is not going to seem like a daunting task, because you're going to divide it up into a day-by-day process. But you have to stay consistent with it. So make sure you guys set daily goals and have an overarching vision for yourself. The second thing, and this is probably the most important habit, learn to establish dominant body language. Have a dominant presence. Whether you're a huge dude or whether you're a skinny dude like me, you need to have dominant body language, because to tell you the truth, in life, 60 to 75, maybe even 80% of most communication with human to human contact is through your nonverbals. How do you look at the camera? Are you strong when you talk? Are you constantly looking around and you're kind of nervous, right? When you sit down in a certain space, are you trying to shrivel up and be defensive with your arms crossed? Or do you take up space? Do you allow your arms and your legs to have space? Do you sit with your legs open to show people that you're comfortable with who you are? Because typically people who are closed off, they're insecure about who they are and they do not want people to know what's going on behind the surface level. Not only that, but do you have tall posture? Are you sitting up straight? Are your shoulders back? These are things that can allow people to know that you have a dominant presence. Because to be honest with you, the vast majority of men have weak body language because the vast majority of men in this society have a weak aura, a weak mind, and they do not have strength when they're moving. And that is by design. A society that wants to control its citizens, they're oftentimes going to make the men very weak and very docile. And that's the society that we lived in. Because of the promotion of the F movement, a lot of men have become belittled and they do not have any strong male figures that they can copy and emulate that masculine energy that's built deep down inside of you. So what you need to do is you need to unlock it. And sometimes that happens by having strong body language. Also, when you talk, make sure you have a strong voice. You don't want to talk like, hey, how you doing? And you sound like a weenie, bro. I'm just being honest with you. If you have a strong voice that exudes confidence, you're not rushing through things like this, but you're talking and making sure people can hear your voice, and you have a strong presence in your voice, that allows people to understand that you're dominant. And lastly, talk less. The man who constantly talking with a motor mouth and trying to get himself in this conversation, that conversation, typically is a guy who's seeking approval and trying to submit to the personalities and the energies of the people around him. You guys want to study your body language. If you don't get anything out of this video, make sure you study the body language aspect of communication. Now, the third thing, you need to assert yourself. You need to be assertive. And what do I mean by that? Is that you need to have a certain level of confidence in what it is that you're talking about, who you are, and what you want to do with your life. A key aspect of a man is that he asserts himself, especially with his decisions. Too many guys are too hesitant. Too many guys are overthinking about what they need to do. If they need to call this girl, and how do I talk to her, and what do I say? One thing that I struggled with when I was first on my self-improvement journey is I didn't know how to assert myself in conversations, and especially in sales, I did not know how to assert myself. So I was putting in the work, knocking on doors, talking to people, but I couldn't assert my ideas, my influence, the presence that I had on other people. And they would constantly say, get your ass out of my line. Not literally, but they would reject me. They would say, nah, I'm good. Hey, come back next week. And I wouldn't get any sales. And I was extremely frustrated. But it was because I was not assertive. I didn't tell people like, hey, let's get this done right now. Hey, let's go over there. Hey, why don't you guys do this? Hey, what's the issue? What's taking you guys, making you guys hesitate? And it wasn't anything of me pushing my boundaries, but I wasn't afraid to be assertive and say things when I needed to say them. Because as a king, you exert influence over people. That is a form of dominance. If you guys are in a relationship, you have to assert who you are, what you believe in, and stand on it. And if people don't like it, if a girl don't like it, if your homies don't like it, so be it. But if you believe in it and there's nothing morally wrong, especially between you and the Most High, then be that person. So you guys want to be assertive when it comes to who you are and the decisions that you want to make within your life. Now, the fourth daily habit when it comes to you becoming a more dominant man, you want to analyze your path for obstacles and weaknesses. Because if you want to become more dominant and influence the things around you, you need to know what challenges to expect. That way you can prepare yourself for it. A strong, dominant man is a guy who's analyzing how he can get an advantage in life. So what you guys need to do is you need to review yourself, review your life, review your endeavor, especially if you guys play sports or you're trying to become, the top dog in whatever it is that you're doing. You want to be able to be very blatantly honest and evaluate your strengths and your weaknesses. And this is going to tie into the next daily habit that I'm going to give you. So make sure you guys have some sort of notepad, either on your phone, physical paper, iPad, laptop, whatever. So that way you can write things about yourself and see where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are and the type of obstacles that you're going to face on your path to become the dominant man that you want to be in life. Now, the fifth habit, and this is where most men struggle with and never achieve this, is that you must constantly work on your craft. I love basketball. I love football too, but mainly I love basketball. And one thing that allows great players to become so much more greater than the other players is that they're constantly honing themselves, working on their craft, improving themselves. Example, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. These guys came into the league as raw products. Mainly Kobe Bryant and Stephen Curry. And essentially what they had to do after they evaluated what they were good at and what they were bad at is they had to hone their skills. They had to hone their dribbling. They had to hone their shooting. They had to hone their conditioning, their mental toughness. And you as a man in these different areas within your life, each and every day, make sure that you're honing a specific skill, because what's going to happen is it's going to add up, add up, add up. And as you continue to grow, the longer you stay in the field, the longer you stay in whatever you love to do, you're going to notice that it's going to become second nature. And what you're going to notice is that your level of proficiency, meaning the standard that you operate at, is going to increase more and more each day. And you're going to naturally work at that higher level than the average person. And not only that, but you're going to start to outlast the people around you, because typically what happens, everybody's super motivated to be this great self-improvement type of guy. But typically what happens over time is that they get picked out with the field. So if you're a guy and you want to become that dominant figure in whatever it is that you're doing, you need to constantly hone your skills each and every day, because slow and steady wins the race compared to the guy who's trying to do everything at once. So make sure you guys hone your skills. Take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, and whatever it is you're doing, try to hone it. Even if you can only do 5 to 10 minutes, hone your skills. It will make a difference long term. And the sixth step, this is the bonus step, and hey, shout out to all of y'all who got to this part of the video, is you need to push the envelope within your mind. Because essentially what happens is that you hit plateaus. You reach a certain aspect of whatever it is that you're doing or who you are where you feel like you can't get any better. Example, when you guys go to a gym and you're lifting heavy, a lot of people say that you get more growth from the last two reps where you feel you can't go, than the first 8 reps. Because essentially your mind has gotten into a pattern where it feels that it can't go any further. And what you need to do as a man, if you have this mindset, is you need to constantly be trying to push past your limits. How much work can you accomplish? How much weight can you lift? How many reps can you do? Because what's going to happen is, again, this is going to increase your proficiency, but it's going to allow you to reach a level that you never thought that you could reach before. And a dominant man is also a guy who's very focused and he dreams big, because the higher you dream, whether you reach the stars, you still gonna land on the moon. And most people don't even leave outside of Earth's atmosphere. So you're somebody who should work towards pushing yourself past your limits, because look, when I was young, I watched Dragon Ball Z. And the most iconic aspect of that show is when Goku went Super Saiyan and when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, because they didn't know that they had this great limit within themselves, but they were constantly pushing themselves to the point where they reached a whole nother level of power, and they exerted a certain level of dominance and a certain level of influence that nobody could match at that time. That's what you're going to be, but you got to maintain these habits each and every day. So make sure you guys do them and stay consistent with them, because I promise you, 5-10 years down the line, the man that you're going to be looking at is going to be so dominant that people are not even going to recognize who you were. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I damn sure enjoyed making it for y'all. And make sure you guys like it. Comment down below any other daily habits that you want to recommend to a young guy just starting out on his journey. And if you're new, make sure you guys subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.